entrepreneurship and business done right should not just make me Pet Waste millionaire and leave everybody else. It should raise up millionaires and or whatever it is that you want. What's going on, everyone? Pet Waste Millionaire here. I have got a real special treat for the podcast today. I've got the people that are usually behind the camera. I've got Brent King with me, and I've got Sydney Fleet, the media team behind all of the magic happening, all of the content. They make me look good, at least most of the time, and I guess that's a little subjective, but I think they make me look pretty good. So meet Brent and Sydney. We're going to talk a little bit about what we've been working on in y'all's journey here with the Pet Waste Millionaire brand and the Scoop Soldiers brand and the Chorby brand and all that we've worked on. So Brent, Sydney, which one of you wants to get started?
Go ahead.
So my job is essentially to make him look good. I'll start with Pet Waste Millionaire, right? We kind of had an idea for Pet Waste Millionaire. And I guess when I came in, there was Pet Waste Millionaire content a little bit.
Yeah, we were tinkering. So it was ejmccoy.com because Pet Waste Millionaire just seemed too, first off, I didn't even know exactly like what direction I would take that, but it just didn't seem me.
Yeah.
And so we started out, it was more EJ McCoy. We were figuring stuff out.
Yeah, and then we came up with the idea to start a brand called the Pet Waste Millionaire. Because when I first started, I had no idea you could make money picking up dog poop.
Same.
And
so y'all had never heard of a poop scooping, dog poop scooping business before coming?
Yeah. Besides,
I had no idea that was a thing.
Yeah, my nephews pick up dog poop because I asked them to, but other than that, it's like, no. Like, I mean, I'll pay you $20 to come pick up my dog poop. I didn't think it was an actual business.
Right, and you guys are both dog owners.
Yeah.
Or have been at one point
Yep.
in your life or another.
Yeah, many dogs throughout my life, and no, that was always just something my brother did. So.
And then, so coming in with that and seeing, okay, holy crap, the company makes a good amount of money, millions of dollars picking up dog poop. And I was like, because I know that the millionaire aspect of it wasn't something that you were initially comfortable with because that's not your personality, it's not who you are.
Yeah, and that's true. It's very true. Now, the one area that helped convince me that I could do it, or that I could kind of morph into that, is the closest thing I have to a mentor is the lawn care millionaire. Or lawn care millionaire, I think. He doesn't really like to even refer to himself as the lawn care millionaire. He's very humble, but he established a brand and built an entire technology service autopilot for the green industry off of a brand called Lawn Care Millionaire. But he helped me in my mowing business. I mean, there's literally not another human being that helped me more other than maybe my business partner. That helped me and taught me how to properly run a service business. And so that had a little bit of inspiration, but yes, you coming along, Brent, and really encouraging me to get out, put myself out there, maybe be a little more boastful or at least appear that way. And that is necessary, I agree.
I mean, it was just something that you have, or at least I saw in you, and Ben had kind of gotten to the point where he was pushing it a little bit, and then I happened to be maybe a little bit more crass in the bin and pushed a little bit harder, and I was like, let's lean into this. Like, you literally make millions of dollars picking up dog shit.
Yeah.
That is
People
interesting.
That's a testament to
People
the
gotta know
American
about
dream. It has nothing to do with me, and that's the purpose of the brand. It's not about me. It's why we specifically call it Pet Waste Millionaire, not the Pet Waste Millionaire.
Absolutely.
And we talked about that, right?
Well, because the goal is to, like you said, the brand is to bring awareness to the industry and the fact that you can make money doing this, and anybody can be a Pet Waste Millionaire.
Yep.
Exactly.
You just gotta find a mentor. You got to start the process, and you got to put everything you got into it. And that's not saying money, but you have to put all your energy into it.
Yes, exactly.
And push that. And that's the whole point of the tour, of the brand, of everything, is just putting it out there that you, as whatever you're doing, you can be flipping burgers at McDonald's, you can be mowing lawns, you can be doing anything. You have the ability. There's nothing stopping you from starting a business, especially in something that nobody else wants to do, picking up dog poop, and then you can become a millionaire.
Absolutely.
If you put your mind and your heart to it and have the right people.
And again, we're talking about the pet waste side of it because that's the uniqueness and the purpose of Pet Waste Millionaire is to partially to bring awareness to this industry, because so few people, we were just talking, you guys didn't know this existed. We talk to people at these events like what we're doing right now, where we're at right now, all the time. They've never heard of this industry. And so that's part of it. But Pet Waste Millionaire is also meant to inspire entrepreneurs in really all entrepreneurial endeavors and bring out the entrepreneurial spirit in all people. I do believe everybody's got an element of that. But it's meant to do that. But part of my story is more than just pet waste. It's skilled trades. Whether it's, I've always had a desire to be in the plumbing industry, which we were able to do a year and a half ago. I've always mowed yards. I've mowed lawns longer than poop scooping. But pet waste was the Pet Waste Millionaire. There was already a lawn care millionaire. So
Yeah.
Well, and then also
It worked out. Yeah.
the way it kind of started was like your techs, like if you have a lawn care service, and there's dog crap everywhere, they're not going to mow over it, so they leave it, right? And they either don't mow your yard, and so you're like, well, that's an easy transition. We can just start picking up the poop because our techs have to come and mow.
Yeah.
Now we can charge you a little bit extra, and then more people want that service. You're like, well, now we can just make an entire company out of it.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so that was really cool from a non-entrepreneurial standpoint. Like for me, my brain works that way, but I don't have the drive that you have. So seeing that, being like, hey, I can make a little bit extra money by picking up the dog poop, charging $5 or $10 to do it prior to my team coming out to mow, and then just add that on as extra service.
And let me say, because I started out really mowing lawns, I've mowed a lot of yards in my life. I used to joke that if I'm an expert in anything, it's weed eating. And I know how to weed. Well, I used to know how to weed eat. I'm a little rusty now, but I started mowing lawns, and let me tell you, scooping poop is 100 million times easier.
Yeah.
On every level. There is one piece about scooping poop that I don't like as much, and I love dogs, but I'm a little timid more so going into scoop in the backyard because you know a dog could be there.
Yeah.
Mowing yards, I never was really worried about it.
And then, so we got the brand. 6 or 7 months later, we found this gym.
It was about 6 months, yeah.
Yeah.
You started about 5 months earlier than
Yeah.
Sydney.
I started May 2023.
And then my skill set is not social media because I'm old.
You're not even on social media. Now, let's be real here. It's not just because you're old. You're not even on social
100%.
media. There's lots of people your age that are on it.
100%.
You're just not.
Yeah.
And we were filming better and better content and a lot more of it. And so Ben went on a search, found Sydney,
Yeah.
who has been just nothing but a godsend and amazing. And you bring a skill set that I don't know anybody that can do it. And so I really appreciate you. But
It's been
talk
fun.
about coming into the world
Yeah.
of what you do.
So, I'm the marketing coordinator at White Picket Team, and any social media you see with Chorby, Scoop Soldiers, Pet Waste Millionaire, it goes through me. When I first came on, I was just doing Chorby, and we kind of started a new strategy where we were posting 4 times a day, and that it worked for a while. We grew.
4 times a day on like 6 platforms.
Yeah, 4 times a day
Yeah,
on
that was-
Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube,
LinkedIn.
LinkedIn,
Next.
and yeah,
And X. A little bit of
yeah,
X,
yeah,
yeah.
X is newer. And so that worked for a little bit. We grew, and we've since scaled that back. And I have also taken over Scoop Soldiers, and then we've gotten a bit more serious with Pet Waste Millionaire as that brand has grown, and we've started the tour, and doing a bit more cohesive media on that end.
Yeah. So, it's interesting. You just mentioned that you started solely at Chorby. It totally slipped my mind. It's only
Yeah.
a year ago that you started out. You're right. Now, you were only Chorby for a few months, like 3 months.
I mean, I started with your branding pretty much right away.
Which was
I
just
would
EJ
say.
McCoy.
Yeah, it
We
was
weren't
just
doing much
EJ
with
McCoy
Pet
at that
Waste
time.
Millionaire.
Pet Waste Millionaire was
We would tag
very
maybe
new.
a video in
Yeah.
as Pet Waste Millionaire,
Exactly.
but the entire
we didn't,
brand was
yeah,
not.
we, all of us, did everything with the logo, with the help of Gina, the godsend, of course. But yeah, so when we started, it was just EJ McCoy. We were kind of still getting our feet wet with doing media for you, and then last December is when I took over Scoop Soldiers. So it was
It's
Chorby
only
and
been
EJ.
December?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
I know.
I feel like it's been so much longer.
I
than
know.
that.
I know. It
I
does
really
feel
do.
like it, but
Well,
yeah.
and she's the one that does all the cute little stuff on like TikTok, Instagram, all the stuff
Yeah.
where she can come in and he can be sitting there and she'll literally just say, "Hey EJ, say this," and he'll do it, and then she puts music to it and it's out there.
There it
Yeah.
It's phenomenal, and it's
Yeah.
for us, like for me, I do a little bit longer form content, and we're trying to cut it down. Now we got him acting a little bit. Now we're starting to do
I'm
some-
actually, I find that fun, which is surprising because I never, that was never something I liked.
You have to add it to your resume: entrepreneur,
Mm-hmm.
co-founder and CEO, actor, husband.
I don't know about that,
Podcast host.
but I have some fun doing the skits. I'm
It
looking
is
forward
fun.
to doing more. I love your creativity. I absolutely love your creativity. I think you're brilliant in coming up with those. So I love them. I keep telling Ben, you're gonna have to do all the serious stuff. I just want to have fun.
Yeah.
He
Well,
doesn't
we can do that.
like it when I tell him that either.
We can do that. Yeah. No.
Shaking
It's
his head.
Yeah,
really.
he's shaking his head.
Yeah. It's been great. It's it's awesome being able to combine what I am personally interested in, which is marketing, social media. I spend a lot of time on social media outside of work, but I call it research because I'm just
That's brilliant.
keeping a pulse
Yeah,
on the trends and everything.
I'm going to start
on.
doing that. All of my social media time, when I look at my phone and how many hours I spend on Facebook, it's research. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
I like that mindset a lot.
And so it's cool to incorporate that with two industries, home services, specifically lawn care, landscaping, and then pet waste removal that I really knew nothing about before this job. I mean, we were all
you didn't know anything about dog poop?
No,
college
about
education?
about the industry and and I mean lawn care too. Like obviously I knew that existed. I knew what it was, but just learning the ins and outs of it and how to effectively promote it and get people interested in what we're doing. It's been so much fun. And we work with the best people ever, and we have our awesome media club at Chorby, which has just been
I love
great.
Media Club. I'm glad you mentioned Media Club. So Media Club is something we started at Chorby because I recognize that Chorby is multi-industry. I mean, it's plumbing, lawn mowing, tree and shrub care, lawn care, fertilization, weed control, sprinklers, pools, thank you Brent, pools, pest control and termite control. And so I realized there is no way I will ever, first I'm not an expert in really any of those other than weed eating, as I said a minute ago. And so I knew I was never going to be able to scale the media at Chorby in that way. Of course, we obviously needed the team, but we needed individuals, people that were passionate about people that were passionate about fertilization and lawn care, doing that media, and that's where Media Club came along, and you guys have done a fantastic job at keeping that going, inspiring that. The weekly updates that you send are fantastic. So
and like finding the people that I guess one of the things I've saw, and Sydney absolutely the same too, is when we met the people that work at Chorby and the people that work at Scoop Soldiers, they're amazing people with great personalities, and getting that out there, showing their personalities off to be like, this is who you're going to see coming to your house. This is these are your texts. These are they're going to be there. They're going to talk to you. They are normal people. They drive to work. They have awesome personalities and we can't be everywhere. So we're like, here's a camera. Whenever you have an idea, film it. I don't care
We'll edit it. We'll put the music, the captions. We'll cut stuff out.
And these are guys. None of these guys were necessarily like, please put me on camera. They were not at all. They're willing to do it because they believe in the vision. They believe in the vision, and something you talk about in the culture, the people at whether it's Chorby or Scoop Soldiers or any of the brands, we are so blessed. This is by no means done by me. This is done, frankly, through the grace of God in the blessing of our businesses. But our culture is second to none. And the thing that I think of when I think of our culture, I was just talking to my wife Jennifer about this, is attitude and intent. I take that from our VP of Operations, Cynthia, but it's so clearly said in just those two, attitude and intent. We have a team whose attitude and intent is right on par in everything they do. The spirit at which they do it.
Everyone is so
kind-hearted and it's bought in. It's not, as much as it possibly can be, it's not just a job. And so
it's like a family. Like honestly, it's like a family. Like, and especially for me, living on the bus for so long with these other three yahoos, we know everything about each other. We know way too much about each other.
We were just talking about that on the drive over here.
And it is like we were talking about today. We're we're literally like brothers. Like there's nothing you can't say, nothing you can't do. Like and with that. It also opens you up to ridicule constantly. So if you do something and we all pick up on it, you're going to get hounded for it.
Isn't that right, Jeremy Langlitz?
But that's the sign of a company that people want to stay with, because it feels like less of a company, more of a family. And you're doing the work, you're putting in the work, but if you can do it with people that you honestly enjoy being around,
makes coming to work a lot easier.
And
100%.
I'll say this too, that the family aspect is not something that I did anything with, because I am not good at that naturally. I am actually really bad at that part of things. That's what I mean by the grace of God, the blessing of God, because I'm actually extremely transactional, in case y'all didn't notice. Very transactional. And so it's amazing to me the blessing that we've seen in our businesses especially the last 3 to 5 years, as our culture has really come together.
I wonder what happened. There's a certain hire that you hired about 4.5 years ago who.
Well, you trying to give your? Are you trying to suck up to Ben or what?
No.
It's true though.
Yeah, the way that he.
No, you're right.
People, like to come in.
You're exactly
It's not just
right.
about your resume. It's not about who you are. He wants to talk to you 17 times before you actually come in for an interview.
No, our interviews were so much more about who you are as a person. I even remember after I'd done 2 or 3 interviews. I forget if it was at the very end, after the final interviews or right before the last one. I came up and met these 2 for lunch, and it was just like, let's get lunch, let's see how we mesh together, get to know each other, and the rest is history.
Yeah. No, you're exactly right. That is something that I've always really liked. I know there's a lot of people, and I forget about this because it's been so long since I've gone through the interview process and interviewed a lot of team members. But yeah, I have multiple team members tell me, y'all may be one of the ones that have told me that, like, we interview you so much. I think we do like 6 to 7 interviews many times because we want to get to know candidates. We want to make sure we get the right people. And yes, Ben has been enormously influential in that. So thank you, Ben, behind the camera there. He's saying, keep it going, keep it going.
Yeah, and I mean, I think that was what sold me personally, was that it wasn't just a job interview. Like, you come on, we've all had a ton of those, and you're like, all right, this is a job. This is my job. I'm doing this.
Yep.
Ben asked questions about me personally when I had my interview with you. You asked questions about me personally, about what my hopes and dreams were, like what I wanted to do in 5 years, like who I was as a person. And with that, it makes you think, all right, this is a job, but this feels like something a little bit different.
Yeah.
And maybe a little bit better than that, where you're like, okay, this is interesting. And to both of y'all's credit, you are invested in us. Like, if we went out and bought a franchise tomorrow, you'd be like, absolutely go. Like, go, run your franchise. I'll find somebody to replace you. But you want the best for every one of your employees. You are exactly correct. Regardless of what job they have.
In fact, that's a really good segue because yes, that is one of the things that as an entrepreneur I absolutely love the most. Is literally thinking there is not an employee within our organization that I couldn't sit down across and just have a very kind, friendly, family type conversation, but literally work with that individual, whether they're brand new and have just started at an entry-level role, or whether it's you guys, about what I see for your role and how it could evolve. Yep. And that's what I love so much about the franchise opportunity and franchising, because you can literally scale entrepreneurship infinitely in your business and in your brand. And so a lot of our team someday wants to be a franchisee in some capacity. Now, I don't get the sense that you ever care to be a franchisee in a skilled trade business, Sydney.
Maybe not.
But let me just say this real quick, just because it's been a while maybe. Here's what I envision for this media team. The 2 of you, led by Ben, at White Picket Team. I see growth. I see you guys, I see as we grow the Pet Waste Millionaire brand and as we inspire other brands, I see people asking to hire us, to hire this team. Now, when we choose to do that, I'm kind of selfish sometimes. And so no, I say that in jest though, because what I mean by that is I intend that we will have so many brands operating, working alongside the Pet Waste Millionaire brand, working alongside the Scoop Soldiers brand and the Chorby brand, and of course the scale of Chorby through all the different industries that it will be in. We will build a team that will, I mean, we're 2, 3, 4 of us here now, depending on how you measure it. I envision a team. We're going to have a team. We're going to have an entire media team for our plumbing organization at Chorby when we're literally franchising and have 500 franchisees at plumbing and 500 franchisees at pools and 500 franchisees at pest control and on and on and on. It'll literally be.
Yeah, we're going to have to
no, but imagine that. Imagine that for you guys. I'm saying we will literally have 1, 2, 4-person teams at every one of those organizations. Imagine the scalability and what that opportunity could be for y'all, and that's what excites me nowadays. Like otherwise, I can't get overly excited. I'm gonna make a joke. I want a jet. I want a G650 at least. But the thing is that doesn't really excite me, because I just know that will be the fruit of being able to help not dozens of people, not hundreds of people, but thousands of people into their own businesses and or into their own careers where they're leading large groups of people. And my point is entrepreneurship and business done right should not just make me Pet Waste Millionaire and leave everybody else. It should raise up millionaires and or whatever it is that you want. Some people don't want to. Some people want to go into nonprofits. They just want to learn some skills and eventually go into ministry and or nonprofits. That is awesome too. Yeah. Like you just said, if you came to me and were like, hey man, I just got inspired to start, I don't know, to start a dog bar. Yeah. You love dogs. Yep. You love I know you've done some restaurants and bartending and stuff, so that could totally be Pup's Pub. We did that interview. 100%. You could have come to me and been like, man, I'm going to go get some investors. We're bringing, now I just messed up the name, Pup's Pub. We're bringing that to Dallas. Like, you could have done that, and I'd have been like, damn, I gotta find a new media producer. But at the same time, you're exactly right. I would be championing you. I might even invest, even though restaurants scare me. But anyways, I love it, and I'm really grateful for you guys. Going on 18 months, Brent, just over 1 year, Sydney. The future is bright. I'm really energized by what we're doing with the Pet Waste Millionaire brand and Chorby and Scoop Soldiers. Future's bright. We're just getting started.
Yeah. Absolutely. Oh, and if you want to hear a really good podcast about franchising and what it really is and what like how it matters per person is amazing. Check out Matthew McReynolds'
Streetwise podcast. I'm glad you mentioned that.
It's one of the best ones we've done, hands down. Follow him too, because he's an amazing guy. And these two talking back and forth.
Matthew McReynolds is one of my new favorite people, so I love you, Matthew. Yeah. Looking forward to just getting to know you more over the coming months and years. But yes, Streetwise podcast, that's a good one.
Nice.
Advertise all of your socials and podcasts.
Please follow us, Please follow us, Pet Waste Millionaire, on every platform: TikTok, X, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Spotify, all of it. Go give us a follow. Like our stuff, comment, and stay tuned. We have a lot of exciting stuff coming up.
Absolutely.
And please watch the YouTube series and make fun of everybody.
Yes.
The best, within reason, the best dig on any one of the members of the T-Pig crew will win something. I don't know what it's going to be, but I want to give you something because we need it.
We want engagement. We literally want to be trolled. Like, it energizes me. It makes me laugh. It's funny. I love it. We're having fun.
Yeah, it's fun. And we appreciate you all. So thank you so much.
Cheers.
T-Pig.